Legionnaires of the Lariat, welcome back. I am here, and I'm astounded that I get to be joined again by the one and only Hound. And as always, I'm with my tag team partner extraordinaire, Steven Zaft. How are we doing today, fellas?
How are you, Michael? I'm well. Thank you for asking. 2025 has certainly been a much better start to a year than years past, so it's been quite exciting.
It's been exhausting, but I agree. I missed you, buddy. I feel like I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you at all this year.
Yeah, quite literally.
That is true.
It's we've definitely all been adulting and dying from the effects of children. Amen to that. But yeah, and then
It sounded like Hulk Hogan came out here.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I did want to introduce to you guys my special guest, John Cena.
John Chana?
John
Chana?
John Chana?
Folks, thank you for joining us today. We are here to preview the 2025 WWE Royal Rumble. Right now, there is 4 matches, technically, I think. 4?
Oh.
I don't think there's going to be any horsemen in it, but maybe a couple horsewomen. Definitely at least one.
At least one.
This many.
Right? Is it, probably at least 2, right? Bianca one?
No.
There's Charlotte and Bailey.
Charlotte
Bailey,
Monet.
Mercedes Monet, and
Becky.
And Becky. That's what it was. That was when I was not watching.
So
Sorry,
there
those.
There are 2
Yes,
because you got Bailey.
Well, that's the other one. Oh, but we don't know. Oh, and Charlotte is confirmed.
Charlotte is confirmed.
Well, since we're starting to talk about the women's, why don't we start with the women's Rumble? There's a lot of things here. We were talking about a couple different things on how we can handle these Rumbles. Maybe try to predict everybody in order. That seemed a little bit too much. So we decided to go with just kind of a couple prop sort of things. And that's what I figured. Unless you guys put the whole Rumble together in order, I hope you didn't. But
I did not, because once you said I don't want to do that, I stopped doing it.
It was funny because there was no need to qualify for the Rumble this year, and everyone just started to just announce that I'm announcing for the Rumble. And so I assumed that we were going to end up having like 25 people announce for the Rumble. We got about half, right?
I think we're at 15 right now.
It was 15 for the men, right?
That are completely confirmed for the men's. And then I think it's 25 is the total number. It's 15 for the men and 10 for the women.
So let's start here. Who are the first 2 participants in the women's Rumble? Now, we won't be graded on this. Same thing as always. We will, our points will be just for the winner. I just think it'd be fun to talk about what we think is going to happen in this situation.
The first two, I believe Roxanne Perez will be one of them.
Roxanne Perez.
I think she's a good pick to go there. And in a weird way, I could see it being Chelsea Green. And having something happen where, it's like Chelsea doing Chelsea spots, and then Mike became John Cena. I can't see him.
I mean, my camera's finicky. Anytime I move, I got a new camera. I look fantastic, but then I move and it gets scared, like it misses me or something. I don't know.
But I could see something happening where Chelsea keeps taking bumps and rolling outside the ring and having an absurdly long Rumble appearance while being on the outside jamoking for 38 or 39 minutes.
Love it. Just hiding.
I do love that one. Let's see. I'm going to go with the other secondary women's title at this point. I think the number 1 is going to be Valkyria.
Okay.
And I think I'm actually going to go the opposite way of what you just said, Hound. I think she's going to have a really long stay in this Rumble just because they want to push her so badly. And I think this is going to be like, hey, look how much of a workhorse she is.
Is everything she does look overly choreographed?
I mean, of course.
I mean,
And every time she enters or leaves the ring, she's going to go over the top rope. Because that's what she does.
on purpose.
On purpose.
I can't wait until she eliminates herself on accident.
I hope so. The other one, I don't want to say this, but I don't know why, but I keep thinking it's going to be Liv.
Liv?
Okay. Not bad.
I don't think either of you are right. You guys might each be half right, but I don't think there's any chance that Chelsea or Liv are the first ones. Those are the two I find hard to believe. Valkyria really does seem right. First two, I do like to start the first two people off. Usually, people who start the match off pretty quickly, but they don't typically have too much heat with each other. So, but like there's got to be someone who's relatively famous in that first spot, right? So, I really like that Valkyria pick. I think I'm going to go with you on that one, Steven. But I'm going to put her up against Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
Like not too much heat, but they can put on a pretty good match by themselves for a little bit, and before you get somebody.
I mean, realistically, I don't hate any of the combinations that we just threw out there either.
Yeah, I think that would be a good way to kind of kick these off, and I do think I think they're all good picks. Like if they're gonna kick the Rumble off, I just think that they're gonna wait for Chelsea for something big, and like honestly, I would pick like Liv might be my pick for last, just the way her whole character goes.
I could see that as well. I actually think that Perez is going to be somewhere in the middle more, so that's the only reason why I didn't go with her. But I don't hate her
early and just clean the house for a little while.
Yeah, but I also don't hate her in the beginning and like getting a good showing out of it too. So, like I said, any one of the combinations that we just said, I actually really like.
Let's flip that. Who's the last one?
So who's winning, or who are like the final four?
Who is the last person to enter the Rumble?
Last person to enter the Rumble? I'm going to say Nia.
Nia, that's a good pick.
Oh. I hate that I'm going to have to go. Actually, no. I'm not going to go Nia. I think she's going to come in late, but I don't think it's Nia. Jade.
A returning Jade, huh?
I think I think a returning Jade, and that's going to bring that storyline back around.
You guys are both wrong because it's our truth. No, I'm just kidding.
It might be our truth.
Sorry, I could help myself there. I like Jade a lot. I like Nia a lot. I think they're good picks. I'm going to go with what I think is the other good pick. I'm going to go with Liv. She's been so swarmy. Her coming in at the very end and maybe like looking like she might win it would be a good spot for her. Who is our Iron Man? Who's going to be in the longest? Or Iron Woman?
I am going to throw a name out there who's not under the WWE umbrella. Jordan Grace.
Ah, damn it, Hound.
I mean, she is now. She's signed.
Technically,
she's signed.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah. She's full on. They have fully admitted that she's signed.
Somebody didn't listen to Tuesday's show.
Well, no, but they did I think they did like a company meeting, like a town hall meeting, and Nick Khan was like, "Oh, she's signed, and we're gonna do stuff with her." I like that Jordan Grace pick. I'm not gonna do Jordan Grace just so I can be a little different. I think it's gonna be Valkyria actually. I think she's going to start off as one of the first spots and be in there for a really long time.
I'm going to say the same as Hound. I think they're bringing Jordan Grace in, and she's going to bring the pain. I don't necessarily think Jordan Grace is going to win the Rumble, but she's going to make a statement in the Rumble. And like I'll even spin that around that not only will Jordan Grace be the Iron Woman, she will also be the one who eliminates the most people in the Rumble.
See, that I agree with you on. That I think is going to happen. I think I think Jordan Grace is going to eliminate the most as well.
I think Bianca Belair eliminates the most, and it's going to tie into Jade coming back and Jade eliminating Bianca, or Jordan Grace eliminating Bianca, since Bianca eliminated Jordan in her first Rumble appearance.
You said Jade or Bianca has the most?
Bianca Belair has the most eliminations.
Sorry, you kept going and I was writing stuff down. Sorry, I'm paying attention. I'm here. I like that. Like we do have some overlaps, but I like all of these picks. These are fun picks.
Yeah.
I would like to see the one that I don't love because I feel like I'm precious with her is Chelsea. I want her to be in at the right moment. I also could see Piper Niven being that first person in. Like I could see Valkyria and Piper starting this thing off.
I could see that. That would be good too.
Cool. There's some good stuff there. All right.
Well, if I may, please. Oh, if I may, the Chelsea Green pick was just so that way you could spend more time adoring Chelsea Green. That was my only hope.
I mean, she is your female R-Truth.
Yeah. She's fantastic. She's so good.
She is incredible.
But like, I still like every so often I'll close my eyes and I'll see her wearing that gear with her faces all over it.
Yeah,
the shit was fantastic. It was so funny. I love stuff like that. It was fantastic.
I told you that's like JDC Johnny Dango Curtis on TNA coming out with the gear that said "all gimmicks needed."
Yeah, like it's so fitting. And like I told you, Steve, we were talking the other day. I have the best angle for Chelsea Green. I just got to talk to her. Like I have, like it'll be great. I can't spoil it here. I want real credit for it when it happens. But Steve's heard it. All right, who is going to be? Ow, my hand hurts. The final four.
The final four. So, the final four will be Charlotte Flair, Jordan Grace, Jade Cargill, and Liv Morgan. And I don't think my cat agrees because she just threw a bouncy ball at me.
She totally did.
Yeah. She's like, Jade won't be there at the end because she's going to be simultaneously eliminated with Bianca Belair as they are fighting each other.
It's possible.
I can see that one.
I think Bianca's going to be on a tear. And if Steve's right and Jade comes in at 30, Jade's going to come in and it's going to be like, oh, everything's all honky-dory, yada, yada. And then she's going to boot Bianca right out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So my pick for the final four is not real different from Hound's, unfortunately, but it is slightly different. So I'm going to go Charlotte, Liv, Jordan Grace, Asuka.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And I was spelling things wrong. I don't know if that's right.
I just had a change of heart on who the Iron Woman is.
I knew. Probably the same person I was just thinking.
Io Sky.
Io
Sky.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my pick right now, but as soon as I said Asuka, I was like, oh, Io's probably going to make a really good showing.
Yeah.
Io is one of those people when I've been thinking about who could win this, Io is one of those people who keeps kind of echoing in my head because I'm trying to think like who do I want to see fight either Tiffany Stratton, or who do I want to fight Mommy? Like what's fun for the main event? And Steve, you got me with Asuka as well because sorry not to spoil your pick here because you told me the other day, but you have who do you have winning, Steve?
I'd like Asuka to win.
So I like that pick because I think Mommy versus Asuka, that's That's a great WrestleMania on the return. There could be a lot of heat there. So let me ask this my own question. I'm with you. I got Charlotte. I got Liv specifically because she's my last pick. It's funny, Hound. You have Nia coming in last, but she's not in the final four.
Yeah, no, I think Nia. I think the mystique of Nia or any of that is kind of gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really did crush that. That's what they did to Io too. Like the Saturday Night Main Event is only there to kill heat on somebody because you need someone that's a real threat to take the title, but then have the champ dominate them. Have a clean, dominant finish,
a completely clean win. Yeah.
I just remember, when Liv beat Io. I was like, man, Liv she's here, she's ready, she's a dominant force. Then squashed.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I like Charlotte. I like Liv. I think Jordynne Grace doesn't make it to the final four. I think this is definitely one of those things where they love to have Bayley in the end. So I think Bayley will be one of the final four. I'm terrible with spelling right now, so don't. Good thing no one in this can see it. And then I'm going to say Asuka as well, but I think it could easily be Io. Do I want Asuka or do I want Io? I think, I'll do it different. I'll go Io. And then, so we have Steven. You got Asuka winning?
Yes, I want Asuka to win.
Pound?
There's this part of me that thinks it's still going to be Charlotte, but I want Asuka.
I mean, what is the running joke of Charlotte wins? Lol. So yeah, it's going to be Charlotte winning.
So the reason why I don't think it's Charlotte winning is because I don't think she needs to at this point in time. She could still get the world title shot at WrestleMania without winning the Rumble.
Yes, but at the same point, I think they want to cement Rhea Charlotte immediately and leave no speculation.
Really?
Yeah. I think they want to cement that immediately and run back that because they had one heck of a match together, those two, a couple years back.
I agree, but I thought they were going to go her if Charlotte won. I thought they were going to go her and Tiffany.
Yeah, I would have gone Tiffany too, but I'm with you. I like that. I almost even like that match better. But I don't think that's what they're going to do.
I do think that's what they're going to do because at all times Charlotte calls herself the queen, and let's be honest, the true queen of the women's division, even though she didn't have the title for a little while after being hurt, has been Rhea since Charlotte was gone. So if you're going to be bringing back somebody who Charlotte's got 13 world titles at this point.
14, something like that.
Yeah, 13, 14. She's close to her dad's number. And if you're going to do that, I think that they're going to run back the Charlotte-Rhea match from Mania. I would actually be surprised if that's not the route they go.
Well, and they're both. I like that pick from you, Hound, also because Charlotte and Rhea are both 1-1 against each other at Mania.
Yeah.
So that kind of this would be a nice rubber match because even this Rhea that faced Charlotte 2 years ago is still not, or 2 years ago.
She wasn't mommy yet.
Yeah, it's not the same Charlotte, or it's not the same Rhea rather. And the Rhea that faced her originally at the COVID Mania is definitely not this Rhea.
Well, and I'll even go a step further. Early Mania prediction: Rhea keeps it because Charlotte doesn't need the title, and what it's doing at this point is cementing, kind of like stamping Rhea's legacy.
I like that one.
Yeah, I also agree if that's the route that they go, that you have Rhea go over in that moment. I don't know if she faces off against Tiffany. She might take that one down. I don't love that, but I think either way, Charlotte's here at this point in time to kind of put people over and legitimize them, and then she can come back and have like a second beat of of dominance, but like give a moment to like make people feel credible, so that she feels like she has something to prove.
I will say this, and I will put this out there, that if I'm wrong and Asuka doesn't win, and Hound, you are right, and Charlotte does win, if she goes after Tiffany, I think Io wins Elimination Chamber to go after Rhea.
That's why I have Io winning, because I want to see Io versus Rhea. Like
I definitely want to see that.
They've been building it up. This whole like lovey-dovey, I'm going to carry Io out, and I think that match will be an absolute banger.
I think it'll be a phenomenal match. I just don't know if. Again, I think it depends on how big they want to make the men's rumble. They might. I don't know. Both these rumbles are kind of hard to choose too.
They are,
which I like. I like that we have a lot of people in both rumbles that you could say is going to win, and no one would disappoint you at this point.
I forgot to ask you guys a question that I had in my head, and then I'm going to ask you guys if I forgot anything else. What legend shows up
in the women's?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go the easy pick, Trish.
Trish? I'm going to give you guys AJ Lee.
That would be phenomenal.
That
I would love that.
She's been talked about a lot. And like now the Punk's back.
I would love that. I would love to see AJ come back, even if it's just for the Rumble.
Just for the Rumble. Like, it's not like a full-on return, but like, you know, there's always there's always a legend, but if there is,
I am going Lita.
I can see Mickie James popping up.
I could. I think Mickie is finally settled fully into retirement, though.
SJ?
Yeah, I think so. The only reason I was going to say Mickie James, especially with Aldis being the GM of SmackDown, I could see that happening, but at the same time, we just haven't heard anything from Lita in ever.
Was it since the last Rumble?
Probably.
Is that when she was around?
I think even before. It might have even been before then. No, it was before then.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, she wasn't at that. She wasn't at last year's Rumble.
Didn't she tag with Trish at some point in time?
That was like
2 years ago
with Becky.
Yeah, that was before we were even doing the show.
Okay, time flies when you're recording 8 times a week. Guys, any questions about this match that I didn't ask? Like, is there something fun that happens at the Rumble that I didn't ask that you guys want to ask?
Well, they've been trying to add the Kofi save spot into the Women's Rumble as well.
Okay.
So I would like to see them attempt that, and I think if it happens, it's going to be somebody from NXT. I could see it being like Kehlani Jordan who pulls that off.
I could see it being Kehlani. I was going to say, I think Masha Slamovich from TNA comes in.
Yes, Masha Slamapopovich.
And does the Kofi save?
No, I think she's just in the. I think she's just in the Rumble. I think Kehlani Jordan's the perfect pick for the Kofi save, because it used to be Naomi, and now she can't. I hate to say it, but she's had so many injuries that I don't think she can pull it off the way she used to.
How about I give you Piper Niven basket catching Piper and putting her back in? Does
Piper
that count?
Basket catching
Chelsea.
I can see that.
She gets thrown out. She catches her and rolls her back in.
I could see that one.
Oh, or what? And I know you would hate this. What if Piper caught her and then just finally was sick of her and dropped Chelsea on the ground?
No, how dare you? No one wants that. Don't you put that evil in the world, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me.
I would hate to see it too, but now that you said that, I could see that happening.
I'm not ready for that. I don't want them ever to break up. I love that dynamic. And it goes back to like the Mariah May stuff and the Tony Storm stuff. I knew that they had to break up, and I knew it was going to come to an end. I never wanted to see it to happen. I just love the two of them together. I love Piper and Chelsea together.
They are fantastic, but I don't want it either. Like, I don't want it either, but I would love for. It's a great spot, Or something happens where Piper catches her and then somebody gets thrown into the two of them and Piper can't save her.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
See, that works. I was also gonna say, wasn't it the Otis and Mandy Rose spot where like Otis was like laid down so that Mandy Rose could like stand on him?
Yeah.
And like do that with Piper and Chelsea.
Who is the surprising person in the Women's Royal? Like, who do you not really expect much out of, comes out and has a really good run?
I'm so wrong on this, but I'd love to see it happen because she just, you know what? No. Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah, I think Stephanie Vaquer from NXT is going to have an incredible Rumble. I don't see Julia being a part of the Women's Rumble, but she might be. So, but I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer. Originally, I was going to go with Shotzi Blackheart because she just had, like Steve and I talked about, we didn't know she was that good. And I would love, but Stephanie Vaquer is one of the best on the planet, and I think this would be a good opportunity for folks who haven't seen her yet to kind of get intrigued about her.
Let's see who's. I mean, I think Valkyria, being the Iron Woman, it's not being expected right now. So I could go with that, but I also...
You can't pick the same person for everything, Steven.
I know. I'm going to go Baszler, actually.
All right.
I think Shayna Baszler has a surprising Rumble. I think she's in there and she does a lot. Like, I think if nothing else, I think she's in there with a lot of people. Like, a lot of the spots are going to involve her.
I'm going to give you a Maxine Dupree.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
She comes out. She has a couple good eliminations. She gets pushed into a corner. Before Alpha Academy broke up, she started showing this little mean side of hers in certain moments, and I want that back. And I think Maxine Dupree, I think that they're waiting for something for her. Like, they're waiting for, I don't even know how to spell Maxine. I think that after everything that went down with her, like 2 years ago, whatever that was, they've been trying to like kid glove her to get to her to a better spot to do something with her. I think this could be a spot where she comes out, has a couple quick eliminations, no one expects coming. She really holds her own, and then she's on her way. Like that meaty middle of the Rumble when you're looking for something to happen. I feel like it's always like hot start, a little bit of a slow middle, and then you get to the end. I could see that happening there. How do we feel, boys? We missing anything?
No, I don't think so. I like that. I actually really like that pick.
You're looking good.
Really
Feeling
like
good.
That one.
Trying to do something a little different, better than just picking them in order. A couple good questions there. I might think of some other questions for the men's Rumble when we're doing that, and we'll toss to the women's one. Let's give ourselves a little breather. We got DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE Tag Team titles. Steven, who do you got?
I'm going to go with DIY retaining.
DIY retaining.
I feel like they're trying... I'm not saying they're succeeding, but I feel like they're trying to build up this tag team division a little. And I think the Machine Guns still chasing or being down in a situation where they can wrestle the Street Profits and stuff like that, not for the title, I think works out better for right now. And you can always just put those, especially with DIY, you can always put the titles back on the Machine Guns, and it's not a huge shock.
Mm-hmm. How do you think, bud?
So I'm sticking with DIY.
So I love Steve's thought process there, and I tend to agree with it, but just because every time I say I don't think there's going to be a title change, I'm wrong, and this is a big four. I think there'll be a title change, so just by default, I'm going to say the Motor City Machine Guns because I do think they'll switch the titles, even if it's something where a little bit of hot potato happens right now.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. I don't think that they're precious to either of these two teams having a long run. So, like right now, having these titles go back and forth a couple times, I feel like makes it more exciting than one dominating the other guy. It legitimizes both. So I'm gonna side with you here, Hound. I'm gonna go Motor City Machine Guns to win, and then DIY is gonna win it in a couple weeks back.
Yeah,
And like it's gonna be one of those things where they kind of trade it back and forth a couple times. Like pad Motor City Machine Guns stats, since it's been so long since they actually get to WWE. By the end of this year, they're going to be the 6-time tag team champions.
and have gotten traded to Raw and win those tag team titles once or twice.
Why not? We have, before we get to the men's rumble, because I feel like that's where we're going to stand. Oh, let me say, you guys excited about this tag team match? Like I'm happy that the tag team titles are getting defended here. Are we excited for this?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness! At any point, you could take any combination, 2 of the 4 of them, and they're going to put on an incredible match. And on top of it, you now have 2 teams of legitimate lifelong friends who are incredible workers, who trust each other. It's going to be incredible. It's absolutely going to be an incredible match. If I would be surprised if it's like, if we were giving it a letter grade, I would be shocked if it was as low as a B+.
I think they're going to, regardless of how much time they get. And I'm agreeing with Hound on this one, by the way. Regardless of how many minutes they get, they're gonna do their damnedest to steal the show, and that's with a ladder match on the show.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. My question, I wanted to get you guys excited. I think this is going to be a great match. I think that this was strategic, putting this on this card, because with so few matches to actually go with the Rumbles, since like 2 hours of Rumbles, probably even more for the men's. Like an hour for the women's, an hour and a half for the men. You're gonna have at least 30 minutes for Cody Owens. It's gonna be a long one, and they may even add another match. We haven't seen it, but right now we're only looking at 4 matches. I think these guys are gonna have to go out there and put on a clinic and like really show something special. So I'm with you guys. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I think the match, it'll be the shortest match of the night, but even at the short match, I think we're talking the short end of this is like 18 minutes, but I think we're talking between 18 and 25. I
was going to say 16 and 18 because they're going to want to have to keep it tight. It's going to be over the 12-minute short match.
Yeah.
But I'll get like 18 feels right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got two titles on the line. 1 title. That means something, and one that means absolutely nothing?
Or means everything.
I don't know.
I just want the Cody Sucks Egg shirt.
It's a good...
it's a great shirt.
Great shirt. Good throwback to Terry Funk.
Yeah.
We have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match with 2 titles suspended over the ring. We have the WWE title and the Wing Eagle title belt all up for grabs. What do you think, Hound? What's going through your head right now?
Listen, Kevin Owens is right. He's been right.
Yes.
He's been right all along. He's, what is it? The Canadian dream, the son of a audio systems technician or whatever that shirt said.
Everything he's done has been so good.
So good.
I love Kevin Owens. I love the whole thing they're doing with Cody right now, that the mask is slipping.
Yeah. We were just talking about this.
It's, definitely the mask is cracking, however you want to say it. And I think we're going to see our first glimpses of Homelander Cody in this match.
Okay.
I don't see a world where at this point Cody's not main eventing WrestleMania. So because of that, as much as Kevin Owens is right, and Kevin Owens is being treated unfairly, he's been forced to have interviews in the car. And you know what? Cody does suck eggs. But Cody will also keep the title.
He insisted on having the interview.
I don't believe that. I believe that Kevin claimed that for himself to take ownership of a situation that Cody put him in to regain his power.
I can't say you're wrong.
Yeah,
I can't say you're right, but I can't say you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we weren't there.
I mean, and let's face it, we're dealing with a completely biased WWE, especially people like Michael Cole.
Friggin' Michael Cole.
Who does he think he is, Michael Cole?
What a jerk.
No journalistic integrity.
None.
And no one sits around smiling when someone else calls you the GOAT time and time again while you're still active. You're not allowed to be called the GOAT while still active. And if anyone should know that, it's Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Just saying.
I agree.
And I love Pat McAfee. He could do no wrong except for this.
This is very true.
I mean, Howard wants to be Pat McAfee when he grows up.
You say that.
I mean, no, I want to be Pat McAfee right now. I don't even want to just grow up into Pat McAfee.
I am growing up, guys.
I just want his belt buckle from Raw. It's amazing.
Did you see on the first Raw on Netflix the interaction between Pat and Dominic Mysterio? Because it's always gold. Mm-hmm. So Dominic turns around and he's like, "What do you know about that, Pat?" And then he's like, "Don't worry about it." He's like, "I'm not worried about dumbass Mysterio over here." And he says something else and he's like, "I'm sorry, I don't speak bitch." Stop it. Oh, I love Pat McAfee so much.
Steven, what are you thinking here?
For Cody and Owens.
For Cody and Owens.
I think Cody walks away with the titles. But Kevin is right. I agree with you. I believe we get Vice President Rhodes winning this one. And I think to go along with what Hound was saying and what you've been saying, Showtime, that the mask, that the facade is cracking on him a little bit. I think we're going to get the opposite of what everyone thinks is going to happen. And that's that Cody is going to turn on Randy.
Oh, we were talking about this on the previous show.
Tuesday. Yeah, I agreed with you then. We're going to get the opposite person kicking the other guy in the head.
Yeah, so like Hound, what we were saying on the last show was that this whole thing with Cody getting overly suspicious, who's the first person you expect to double cross somebody else? That's Randy Orton. And when Cody gets that in his bones, he's the one to strike first. But Randy Orton hadn't done anything, and nor did he deserve this kind of abuse, which I think is just fantastic. Like really like starting to lean into the whispers. Like I could really see him being like what? Who said that? What's happening?
I like that. I would like it a lot more if we weren't kicking off Mania season. That's the only thing there, because at that point, I think you would have to create an Orton Rhodes main event at WrestleMania, and I don't think that's where we're headed.
I don't think you need to go Orton Rhodes at WrestleMania. You can do that at Elimination Chamber.
You could, but you're kind of burying the lead. At that point, a feud of that magnitude and that storyline right there, the title should be in jeopardy. And I don't believe at any point anybody can suspend disbelief and believe the title's in jeopardy with that.
I mean, that's how Cody's whole run's been. And like, even when we tried to, we were like just devastatingly wrong because it didn't make any sense.
No sense.
So I have a sneaking suspicion. We have two titles hanging above us. And I think that Cody is going to grab the Winged Eagle belt. And I think Kevin Owens is going to grab the WWE title. And they're going to take it down simultaneously. And no one's going to know who the real champion is. And Cody's going to say he was there first. Owens is going to say, I got the real belt. And this feud continues because honestly, I'm not ready for this to be done.
Kevin's going to run away with that title.
Yeah, if I have to choose somebody, I'm going to choose Cody because I think that he needs to be at Mania. Now it's a little too late for him to lose the belt. He could have done it last time. He could have done it at Saturday Night Main Event. He could have done it in a few places. But now, the Royal Rumble, particularly whoever wins this, I doubt whoever wins this Rumble is really going to go after Gunther. Like, Gunther's great and all, but you want to go after Cody, right? Like, that's like anyone who's anyone is going to want to go after Cody. So I'll say Cody, but I really like the idea of them both together, because then this feud can kind of continue while we get the number one contender for Mania, and then Kevin Owens keeps it a little bit guessing. He's technically champion or not. So I like that, but I'll go Cody for now.
Have you guys seen the meme going around with Owens kissing the winged needle belt, and then the picture underneath of it is Michaels posing with it for Playgirl magazine, and like the title is just sitting over his stuff.
Oh my!
It's
no, I missed that one.
I'm kind of glad I missed that one, because I really I'm not too concerned with Shawn Michaels. How you doing? So, I mean, it's funny.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to throw everybody off the scent. That's all.
I get it. All right, fellas. We're here at the main event. Well, this will be the main event, right?
Rumble
main event?
Or do they start with the men's?
No, I don't think so. I think the end of this is somebody pointing at the sign. It's going to be the men's thing pointing at the sign.
Who are our first two participants?
Okay. I believe Jey Uso will be one.
Oh.
I can see that.
I believe Jey Uso will be one, and just because they will do phenomenal stuff together in there, one Chad Gable.
Chad.
I like that.
I feel like Chad's destined for the meaty middle, but okay. Steven, what do you think, bud?
So I'm gonna steal your Jay pick.
Yeah, I think I am too. I wasn't going to until you said it. It makes too much sense.
And Jimmy.
They
Jay
did that
and
already.
Jimmy?
They did that last Rumble.
Oh wait, did they?
Yeah.
They didn't start together though.
Yes, they did. They were 1 and 2 last Rumble.
Oh, then never mind. I'm gonna change that. I forgot about that. All right. Jay, Carmelo Hayes.
I like it.
Just to make Jay look good. You know, I like the Jay. I wasn't going to go Jay, but I like that pick. Yeah, it just clicked. It felt right. I like, unlike the Chelsea one, this is the exact opposite here. So I'm going to go with Jay, but I'm going to disagree with you guys in the second. Hayes and Jay both feel like that medium middle. I could actually see Hayes being in that first 5, but not first 2. I'm going to go Jay, and I'm going to go Penta, because you start this off real fast. Am I saying the wrong person?
I can see that.
Didn't seem as excited as I thought you were going to, but that's cool.
You know what's funny is I think Chad is actually going to be number 3. Like 3 or.
I will be real upset if Chad is number 3.
I think he's going to be number 3.
I'll be really annoyed.
I think he's going to be number 3, and the only reason why I think I'm wrong about Carmelo Hayes is I almost believe that the number 1 and number 2 pick are going to be pure baby faces. Like, it's going to be Jay and, like, I don't know, someone else that they're just going to have a hot match to start off. That's why I think Penta might not be wrong, because Chad's going to walk into a lion's den and get the hell knocked out of him.
They've been trying to find ways to put spotlights on Penta. And I think starting off with Jay, I was originally wanted to say Dominic Mysterio, but I don't want him in so early.
I thought you were going to say that.
I was going to go that route. Like, Penta versus Dom would be great. Penta versus Ray would be great in the start it all off. It feels too forced in that situation for me. That's why as soon as you said Jay, I'm like, oh yeah, Jay and Penta. They can go out there and they could flip around a little bit and get some things done. I'm gonna jump around a little bit than what we did last time, so keep it fresh. Who's the legend?
The legend. Turning legend. Just because it's always fun, I'm going to go with the Boogeyman.
I like yours better than mine.
He's coming to get you.
I do like that one.
I like that. That was good.
I really like that one. I'm torn between two.
Here's both of them.
All right.
Talk it out.
RVD.
RVD.
DDP. Both initials.
I would love to see DDP come out there. I don't think you got DDP out there. I think you got a better chance of RVD than DDP.
DDP is like 70.
He's so old.
He's still in better shape than some of the guys.
Well, he's been in better shape than I am because of yoga.
Because of DDP yoga. It's not your daddy's yoga.
It's not.
My daddy does not do yoga.
Self high five.
That's wonderful. God, oh my God, you saying self high five just brought back so many.
So good, right?
Just the Monday Night Wars just all flashed through my head.
We talk so much about how good the Attitude Era music was, and all the beginnings with like the crash of the window or the screeching tires, the bell ring. But self high five popped me every time.
Yep. Yeah, that and then Can You Dig It, Sucker? Yes, yes. No.
That's later though, right? Was that in WCW too?
I think he might have done it towards the end.
Because that was also the Harlem Heat music too, right?
It was still the Harlem Heat music. It just wasn't. They just didn't do the "Can You Dig It, Sucker" part of it. But I think that again, there were only because a lot of the WCW music was just not special. At least I don't want to say it wasn't good. It just wasn't special. So like DDP's music felt special.
It did. And then he comes out of the crowd. It's fantastic. The real people's champion. So Steven, who's your pick? You can only have one, bud.
Let's go RVD.
I think that's the right move here. I think you're both wrong. Well, except for I hope Hound's right. Not that I hope that you're wrong, Steve, but I hope Hound's right because I love a good boogeyman. I think they telegraphed this. It's time to bring him back. I guess. Not that anyone really wants to see him. It's no, it's not Hogan. Someone
Blair.
Slightly less likable. Slightly more likable. Bill Goldberg.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, they're setting up Goldberg Gunther at Mania.
Goldberg Gunther, and Gunther's going to eliminate Goldberg. Or maybe the other way around. Oh, no, well, I mean, Gunther won't be in the Rumble. Never mind.
Gunther won't be in there.
Sorry, my bad. Or maybe he will, so he can challenge Cody.
Or Gunther's going to be on the outside, and he's going to be the reason.
Pulls him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
Goldberg, I feel like he's primed to bring this in. I want to say Lesnar, but I don't think that they're ready to bring him back. And I don't know if you can count him as a legend quite yet, because I feel like his career might not be done. But Goldberg, I think, is primed to be that guy that comes out. Let's go. Who's last?
The final entrant into the Rumble.
Hold on, no, not that. Sorry, let me take that back. Who's the Iron Man?
For me, when Steve and I were talking about it, and I had it going one way, but I have a feeling it's actually going to be Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is going to be the Iron Man, huh?
I think he's in early, and I think we're going to see like the Tribal Chief trying to reestablish some stuff. Granted, there'll be quite a bit of Tribal Chief Jamokin where he just lays in the corner, but he'll have his, big Roman uppercut moments.
Who's your Iron Man, Steven?
He's the number 3 spot, Chad Gable.
Oh.
I think Chad Gable is going to do for those of us old enough to remember this, the model Rick Martel being the heel that originally was the Iron Man at the Rumble in like 90 or 91. And went like 50 minutes or something like that.
I love that. I'll give you guys my Iron Man. Also, man, the singlet. Give me Braun Breaker.
Oh, I like that one too.
Breaker going out there, having a lot of time in there, a decent amount of eliminations. I don't think he'll have the most eliminations, but he'll have a decent amount of them. I think he'll clear the ring at one point in time, run 11 billion miles an hour from rope to rope. Give me Breaker.
It's not a real number, sir.
How dare you? You don't know how high numbers go. There's a number called infinity that doesn't end. That means that one of those numbers might be 11 billion.
Fair.
Well, who has the most eliminations, fellas?
The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
I'm fully agree with this. I don't think there's any chance that they don't set up Jacob Fatu like this.
You guys are both ridiculous because it's going to be Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. here's a wild thought that nobody's had yet.
I tried to do that one just a little different, and Steve agreed so quickly. Just let me get that right in there. Yeah, come on. So originally, my thought was Breaker was going to have the most eliminations because he has that fit for that spot. But then I'm like, that's silly. It's going to be Fatu.
Yeah. Yes, it absolutely is.
And he's going to go out there and he's going to just. It's going to be that's why I don't think he's going to be there the longest. Maybe he comes in a little bit later when it's a little bit too bloated. And he's going to go out there and he might have the most eliminations in the shortest amount of time, like in Mania,
I can see that.
in Rumble history. I don't know what that stat is, but like there could be 5 people thrown out in 3 seconds. I don't know how.
Like he throws out 2 at once, like 2 at once, 2 at once, 2 at once, or something like that.
He throws 3 people out with another person. Like he throws one person out and they all 4 go out at the same time. Like I don't know, like something ridiculous like that.
You get an assist elimination.
I didn't ask this earlier, and I'm not sure if it's the best question, but who is the shortest, and not height, but length, participant this year?
Don't hate me. It's R-Truth.
No!
I'm sorry. I think R-Truth is getting murdered by Jacob Fatu. Unfortunately, and I don't want that to happen ever because R-Truth needs to survive until we get Comedy Okada and R-Truth together, and then all of my happiness just convenes in one glorious moment.
With Chelsea Green as their manager.
I can't handle all of that. I am not yet prepared for heaven.
I hate that she said that too. Damn it. I don't want to pick this.
So don't.
No. You know what? Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is the shortest.
At number
2?
1?
Yeah.
Poor Carmelo.
I think Jay's going to eliminate him quick. And then
he comes in, Jay just takes him with the back of the neck and throws him out. Like, he puts people over, but it's because everyone knows he's good. That one's rough, brother. Like, that one's rough.
That is you pissed off the wrong person backstage.
Yeah.
I'm actually just throwing that one out there. I actually don't think it is that. I just don't want to say R-Truth because in my soul, I don't want it to happen.
I just don't want Jacob Fatu to kill R-Truth, but I do think there will be a hilarious interaction with the two of them that will be monumental.
I just don't want Jacob Fatu to kill me.
Fact.
True.
Jacob Fatu, you're a wonderful human being and you do great things in the world.
I'm going to give you shortest on everyone's least favorite wrestler at the moment, Xavier Woods.
That's good.
That's a really good one. I was gonna say, and neither of the New Day or whatever they're calling themselves at this point are confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was gonna say Kofi at first, but Kofi's got to have his thing, like literally, like, and I still don't understand it because the New Day's right. Oh yeah, I said it. Big E's selfish.
Xavier is Xavier going to get eliminated by Big E?
He might. It could happen, but I think that if that's the case, then he's not the short. Then I'm wrong on the shortest, because I think Xavier Woods is in the Rumble when Big E comes out, whereas I could see Xavier Woods coming in the ring, every single participant stopping, turning, grabbing him, and tossing him out. Like even the heels are giving him the cold shoulder right now, where like everyone in tandem are like,
Get this guy.
Let's go. We good? Like what's called like Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns hug and then toss Xavier Woods out.
And then go back to fighting.
Yeah, Kevin Owens shows up just to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go Xavier Woods there. Let's toss it back to the women real quick. Who's the shortest woman? And not Io. Because she's sweet. She's shortest.
Shortest female entry. You know what? In a weird twist, Dakota Kai.
Oh.
Zoe Starks.
Zoe Starks.
And I don't think it's going to be a comedy elimination. I think she's just going to have the shortest.
Like there's not going to be like a super short one that's just.
Yeah, I don't think the women. If they do the, I'll put it this way: if they do the comedy spot in one, they're not going to do the comedy spot in the other. Like they're not just going to have someone show up just to get eliminated in both. Or at least they shouldn't.
I'm going to go with my. Does somebody have to get the door? Again?
I don't have a doorbell.
Why does this keep happening to you?
I don't understand.
You've heard that too, right?
Is someone there?
No, I don't have a doorbell.
This is not the first time this has happened to us.
Oh, you have a doorbell, friend. You have a hidden door somewhere in your house, and
Beetlejuice is behind it.
Into that murder room or whatever it is you have under your floorboards.
Listen, you've known me in real life. Good luck pulling me into anywhere if I go no, but that would be horrifying.
That's why that's under the floorboards. It's called the trapdoor. And then you're going faster than anybody else.
Yeah, I'll reach terminal velocity a little bit quicker than you.
Does that work with gravity? If you drop two things at the same time, doesn't it?
Listen. I'm large, so probably.
Tangent. Keep your doorbell quiet, hound. I'm easily distracted these days.
Just these days?
Well, I haven't been feeling well very recently, and I'm still a little nasally. I'm still easily distracted.
I don't have a doorbell, though. That's the thing.
Sure you don't.
And it only on the show.
It is 11:11 p.m. Nope. If I had a doorbell and somebody's ringing it, there's a problem. Yeah. But I don't have a doorbell. Like you have to knock, like old school, knuckles to wood.
So my shortest in the Rumble for the women, I'm gonna go Ivy Nile, and the reason being is gonna go with my Maxine Dupree strongest showing. Where as soon as Ivy gets in that ring, she squares up with Maxine, and Maxine gets a quick elimination. They did something like that with Maxine in the Battle Royal too. Remember the Battle Royal that Liv won to become the number one contender? I could see that happening there. So I'm gonna go Ivy. I'm gonna keep my stuff consistent. Where were we now? I don't want to go last yet. Who does better than you'd expect?
John Cena.
John Cena?
China.
Yeah. He might be the Iron Man, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't
It's
want
his
to be
last
Iron Man.
Rumble.
I don't think he's the Iron Man. I don't disagree with him possibly doing better than we expect. I'm going to say the name that we all hope.
Yes, say it. You won't say it. That's not what they're going to say.
No, I know who you were hoping. Joe Hendry makes us believe in the Royal Rumble.
I really hope he shows up. I want to see the Indianapolis crowd lose their mind.
I agree. I was going to ask, I don't know if it's worth the question, but one of the questions I wanted to say was biggest pop. And it's only there because there's only one answer from the men's Rumble. And it's Joe Hendry. Better than you expect. Steven, who am I going to say?
R-Truth.
Oh, Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic. I knew it was going to be Dom. I just want to say R-Truth because you don't want him to get eliminated by Jacob Fatu.
Oh, he's okay with that. Just not the shortest. Like, he can get eliminated by Jacob Fatu. When he joins the bloodline and like they're all there together. And he's like, let's do it, Oos.
He's got like a sleeve that has tribal tattoo on it.
You see him like pull out a Sharpie and just like draw it on his arm real fast, and he's just draws it on his face. I'm ready. Oos.
Oh no, he's gonna have a love friggin' bloodline segment now instead of Judgment.
Oh no, even worse. He's gonna like. I know this is a sacred name, but he's gonna do something dumb like call Jacob Fatu Umaga.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's going to have that moment. Like he always has like that like confused moment, and he's gonna do something like that. I still think his work with the Judgment Day was absolute brilliance. Like I know he's playing that little out there character. Absolute, it was so funny.
Tom and Nick.
Tom, Hound. Steve and I were talking about the Judgment Day because on Raw, like I feel like people a little bit here and there say that they're a little over it, but I think they forget how dominant and how important they are to Raw. Like they've been like 50% of the storyline and the A storyline, even when you have someone as good as Gunther on the show.
Yeah.
And like that storyline has been the A storyline. And honestly, it's more entertaining than I think the Bloodline storyline.
They're not even calling the Solo, Jacob, and Tama the Bloodline anymore.
Yeah, no, you were saying that, right?
I think the new name that they're going with, Jacob posted something about like blood in, blood out, or something like that. So
whatever that means,
I don't know.
What? Because
it means whatever he wants it to mean. He's Jacob Fatu.
That's because Roman has.
You're super intelligent, man. You're always right, Jacob.
Always.
This isn't like Hounded Takeshita. I don't want to fight Jacob Fatu.
Who's the last man?
The final entrant number 30.
Final and well, it's weird how he answered that question.
There's this very specific reason why I did it, because we discussed this months ago, and I'm leaving that for Steve. So I'm saying number 30.
Oh, I don't know number 30.
Number 30 is going to be just kind of a meh. It doesn't matter who it is, so why not? No. You know what? It's Sami Zayn.
Uh-oh. I'm way on the other side of the spectrum from this. For number 30, at least. Number 30 is going to be Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio.
And number 31 is going to be The Rock.
I hadn't even thought about who number 30 is. Who gives a shit who number 30 is? When you said, Hound, it's gonna be somebody meh, the first name that came to mind was Rey Mysterio.
Kind of, yeah. But they've been doing some stuff with Sammy, and him coming out that late might just make people think, oh my gosh, they're actually going to put Sammy in the main event, even though they know that they're not going to.
Number 30, I'm going to give it to Joe Hendry. I do that because I think everyone's expecting him to be there. And when they don't say his name and he doesn't appear, like people are going to get a little restless and let stuff build. Yeah. I could see a We Believe chant happening. I just like that storyline of that. And I didn't know where I could honestly just pick to pick him there. So I guess before the Rumble technically ends, if I ask that correctly, who are the final four?
Okay. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Jacob Fatu. Because the final five adds Roman Reigns to that.
Wait,
and Jacob tosses Roman.
Oh, okay. Steven, what you thinking?
Final four. Punk, Seth, Dominic, and I don't think Fatu's going to be in there as the number four in the final four. Cena.
I was going to say, did you guys just not see him?
I mean, it's a good strategy for him. You can't get eliminated if you can't see him.
He's even going to wear the camouflage cargo shorts.
So I'll go. I want to say Seth and Drew. I really do want them in the final four. I actually could see Drew being the Iron Man as well. The longest one in there, like getting in there early. I could see Drew being one of the first one and being like the last five. Like just give him like the time to breathe through this whole thing. But I'm gonna go, and I really want to put Joe Hendry in this list too, just because I have him at 30. So like I almost don't want him to be 30 in that situation. But I'm gonna go Punk Chyna because I think those two have to be there. I think Reigns has to be one of the last four. In order for him to be the WWE 2K25 cover man. And I like the Jacob Fatu final there, and actually even Reigns and Fatu going down together. You have Cena and Punk as the last two. Cena's about to eliminate Punk. Punk figures out a way to reverse it, and Punk stands tall until the clock starts counting again. And number 31 comes out. If you smell
so good
what The Rock is cooking, and The Rock steals CM Punk's Mania main event once again.
One more time.
So, fellas, who do you have winning the Royal Rumble?
CM Punk.
Steven?
I want my angle to happen, but I think it's gonna be Punk.
You're a coward. I'm going with The Rock. It's my angle.
He's just doing it because he's got 11 wins on me.
No way. This is the best thing. And did you come up with this or did I come up with this, Steve? I thought
No,
this
I
was
came
mine.
up with this one.
I don't know. I think we have to go back to the videotape. I thought this was my idea.
It's
It's
on the interwebs.
I know. We can go back.
Mike, I look for every chance I can for it to be you and I agreeing, and Steve being left out in the cold. This actually was Steve's.
I don't know. I remember.
It's actually Steve and I had the discussion, and
I was there.
Yes,
no, you were there, and then you jumped on it with us immediately because you were like, "I love that." So I will say that you were on board immediately.
What I'm saying is,
it was me.
What I'm saying is, Steve and I discussed it ahead. Steve and I discussed it ahead of that recording too. That's why.
This is what they call a Mandela effect, and I'm not falling for it.
Guys, I'm just happy all three of us are finally back to recording because y'all were dying at one point.
Listen, I am as certain that I do not have a doorbell as I am that it was Steve's idea.
Ding dong.
Billy's here?
Oh, good Lord. Good Lord.
I don't know if there's any other questions here.
I think that's what we got.
Do we want to just to put it out there, just for a tiebreaker? We've all agreed that Jacob Fatu has the most eliminations. If we need to decide a winner, let's say somehow it comes down to we need everybody's tied up. Do we want to put a figure on Fatu's eliminations to determine the winner if we need it?
We can do that. I don't think we need another tiebreaker. We have like 11 billion picks here. But if you want to do most eliminations in both Rumbles, I'm down.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu eliminates 27 people. No, I think he's going to eliminate like 9.
It's pretty close to what I was coming up with.
It's a lot high. It's a lot.
I was going to say 8.
What's the record?
I think it's 9.
Yeah, something like that.
No, wait. Lesnar has the record from when Lesnar went in at number 1. 13? Yeah. Lesnar, no, it wasn't even more than that. No, because Lesnar got eliminated about halfway through.
Yeah, because that was when Drew Claymored him out and after Ricochet low-blowed him.
Yes.
All right, here's my question, guys. Because we're all assuming Hendry's going there. Does Matt Cardona show up?
Braun Strowman holds the record for the most eliminations in a single Royal Rumble match, eliminating 13 opponents.
That was in the greatest Royal Rumble, the one in Saudi.
Where he won the Christmas theme belt.
Yes.
And then Brock Lesnar follows with 13 eliminations in 2020. Before you move on, I didn't answer. Thank you very much. And I'll go 7. What about the women's?
Women's?
We have most eliminations. Steven and I both have Jordan Grace. And Hound has Bianca.
I think Bianca eliminates 6.
I think Jordan Grace eliminates. I think he's in that range too. 5.
I'm going to say 4.
I'm sensing a pattern.
6 eliminations, particularly for the women's, is a lot of eliminations, man. It's a lot.
That's what I think is going to make the whole Jade Cargill kind of tossing Bianca as if she didn't matter. I think they go out one after the other, but not together. So I think that's why Bianca will look dominant, and then Jade is going to, hug her and then grab her by the back of the head, spin her around, and launch her.
Spin-a-rooney her?
Spin-a-rooney her.
That would be impressive.
Steven, you were asking a question before you rudely interrupted me.
Do we see Cardona?
Probably not.
Or Zack Ryder?
I don't believe so. I believe in Joe Hendry, pardon me, but I do not. perfect timing. No, I don't think. I think there's no reason for Cardona to be there. I mean, maybe we see him in the crowd, but not as a participant.
If we see anybody else from TNA in the men's, who is it?
Nick Nemeth as Nick Nemeth.
I think you see him twice.
As Nick Nemeth and as Dolph Ziggler.
Once as Nick Nemeth and once as Dolph Ziggler.
Here's the one that here's my shocking one. We're gonna get AJ Francis in there. Like, oh, didn't we get rid of this guy? Came in the back door as AJ Francis.
I'll give you Frankie Kazarian.
Oh, I like Frankie.
What's it called? I could see Josh Alexander showing up in this Rumble as well because he's is he under contract at this point?
I think he's still under contract,
but not for long. So I could see that happening as well.
I'll go with this one. I know, Showtime, you don't watch the NXT product as much.
At all.
So, or at all. Hound, who do you think has a good showing from NXT in the two of them?
Trick Williams.
That's who I would have said as well.
Yeah,
Trick Williams.
I think so.
I don't think you see Obafemi. I think we see Ethan Page, and Ethan Page is eliminated comedically quickly. Maybe Tony D'Angelo has a hey, he did all right. Maybe, but I think if you're going to have a standout, it's Trick Williams, and it would actually watch Trick Williams be number 3, and he eliminates Carmella.
I can see that. And then Chad's number 4.
I'll still be annoyed.
I can't tell you guys how much I hope you're wrong. That I don't want CM Punk to win this Royal Rumble.
I don't want him to either. I'm not a CM Punk fan. I want Kevin Owens to come back in and win it.
We were talking about that. I think Kevin Owens shows up in this. If he loses the belt, if he loses that match, he shows up in the Royal Rumble. And he might be final.
Because Sammy does the right thing finally and gives him his spot. It's not going to happen, but it'd be great.
No, because he should work for himself. Isn't that what Karrion Kross whispered to him? I think Karrion Kross has a decent showing in this Rumble too.
I think so too.
Maybe eliminates 2. Is in there in that meaty middle.
And I think he's in there for a good 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, he has some time in there before Jacob Fatu comes out and tosses him.
And murders everyone.
Yeah. He's like a casualty of war at one point in time.
Like, he might be the guy that actually stands to toe-to-toe with Fatu for a minute.
For just a half second.
You're going to get the Breaker Fatu showdown in the Rumble.
I agree.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. The ring's going to break.
Well, I think you'll have Braun Breaker running his 11 billion miles an hour because, with the number, the infinite means everything that is possible and impossible is both happening and not happening simultaneously. 11 billion happened at least once.
Is that the definition of infinity? Pretty much.
But
I keep hounding around. Teaches me stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm in.
Oh boy, I don't know if my internet's just cut out a little bit there, but I do think we're going to have a thing where I think Fatu is going to take one of the super spears, be down, and then get very Jacob Fatu mad.
And nip up.
Maybe not nip up, but I think he's going to be the one to eliminate Breaker, and he does it with some kind of super kick as he's going in for the spear.
Yeah.
It's a one-day WrestleMania main event right there, those two.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Who wins?
Between those two?
Breaker,
I agree.
I think Breaker.
I can see Fatu winning too, and it going back and forth or something like that, but
I see Fatu as the defending champ at that time, and Breaker being the person who won the Royal Rumble, trying to get there. I'd see them actually tangling a couple times beforehand, and Breaker never being able to get over on Fatu, coming close, but that's his Achilles heel, if you will. Finally.
I love the idea that, like, I don't know, this might be just headcanon for myself, but like Breaker makes mistakes and then learns from them. Like you see it, you saw it kind of earlier on. I haven't seen it recently. Like his Sammy loss, and then he didn't lose to Sammy the second time. Like he has like that way of kind of, oh, I made this mistake because I'm still young, but I'll learn from it quickly. And I just like that attribute in that. It's like a subtle detail, and I really like it. I can see that coming to fruition. Like he made a couple mistakes because Jacob Fatu is a wild man, and then he finally like figures it out. As we fantasy book WrestleMania 11 billion. With that said, I
We're
think
just going back to 11 billion.
It fit well. I wasn't sure when they're going to main event. I'll get back to you on that. I think we've said everything we want to say. I really hope my WrestleMania champion is The Rock, not me. I know I did declare, but they haven't called me. I don't know. What am I supposed to do on that front? Thank you all for listening to us. This was a lot of fun. Hound, I missed you, bud. It's great to see you again. Steven, you're there. I think we have a lot of good picks here. We'll kind of figure out how we'll tally all this up eventually because there's so much nonsense in here. R-Truth will not be the shortest eliminated. Joe Hendry probably won't be the last man. And Dakota Kai being the shortest is cold-blooded, Hound. That's cold-blooded. She begged for a spot, and then you were just tossing her right out.
It works.
It works. It's cold-blooded. Thank you all for listening to us. We really appreciate all the support that you guys give us. You guys make this fun. If you guys have some ideas, there's a lot of stuff to pick on. Throw it down there in the bottom. Let us know where we're right, where we're wrong. Obviously, I was the one that came up with The Rock being 31. We appreciate you guys. Don't let them gaslight you. If you have any questions, like and subscribe. Tell everybody about this. We love you all. Steven?
And always, guys, remember, tuck your chin when you bump.